We're here today with Ray Henson, who teaches in our executive education programs at the Rutgers Business School, particularly in the area of leadership. And Ray, you mentioned a couple of things today that caught my attention, but one in particular I'd like to discuss was this statistic that you quoted that up to 60% of professionals will report that they have had a bad boss. And I wonder if you can tell us, in the context of leadership, how we should deal with those bosses and those situations.
Sure. Great question. If you've ever had a bad boss, my condolences. And as you know, we've had exposure to probably many kinds of bad bosses. Some are incompetent, some are bullying, some are narcissistic. Here's 3 recommendations I would have for how you can better enhance your relationship with your boss, whether he or she is good or bad, and manage up effectively. Number 1, understand your boss's world and their preferences. Know what keeps them up at night. Try to understand their point of view, is what I call perspective taking their perspective. You don't have to be a psychologist, but you do have to understand your boss's preferences. Number 2 is to help them be successful. Now that may sound like an oxymoron, but focus on what their weaknesses are and complement their weaknesses. For example, a boss who does not pay enough attention to detail is an opportunity for you to be able to take action and show initiative in paying attention to detail. And in my experience, that'll help enhance your relationship. And number 3 is to always take the high road. Don't undermine your boss. Don't talk about him or her behind his or her back. Remember that you can exercise and influence leadership in a lot of ways with a lot of other people, your co-workers, other managers in the company, etc. And one final piece of advice that I learned from the great executive coach, Marshall Goldsmith, who said that every decision in the world is made by the person who has the power. Learn to live with that. Remember that your boss is the customer and you are the salesperson. It's your job to sell. It's not their job to buy.
Terrific. That's a lot of great perspective. Thank you.
You're welcome.